Welcome back to the third segment of the Tax Time Show. In today's episode, we're talking about PPP loan forgiveness. There have been some changes already approved, meaning it has become rule. Some are proposed by the House and some are proposed by the Senate. Now the thing is, House and Senate, they have to agree and they have to be on the one page before it becomes rule. In the last segment, अजय जी ने जो हमें समझाया वो हाउस के बारे में समझाया कि हाउस ने क्या क्या सजेशन दिए, क्या क्या प्रपोज दिए हैं. अब बात करेंगे सेनेट को लेके.
Absolutely.
What is Senate proposing which is different than the House?
Well, Senate has their own flexibility rule book. So if you remember in our second segment, we mentioned 8-week period has been increased to 24 weeks per the House. Not a law. House has passed it. Senate is considering 8 weeks period to becoming 16 weeks as opposed to 24 weeks. If you recall, House said instead of 75% of the payroll, you can use up to 60% of the payroll.
Yes.
Senate is insisting that the money should be 75% because the intent behind the PPP, Paycheck Protection Program, was to protect the paycheck. So small businesses must use up to 75%, a minimum of 75% towards the payroll. That's the Senate rule, even though the House has passed saying you can use up to 60%. The duration is almost increased. House passed the duration could be from 2 years to 5 years. Senate is also agreeing the duration could be from 2 years to 5 years. The difference here is though, in the House bill, they are saying that if you have the PPP, you can still defer employer portion of the payroll taxes. But in the Senate bill, they're not agreeing to it. They are saying there is no double dipping. If you got the PPP, you cannot defer the employer portion of the payroll taxes.
We have talked about that.
We want to remind our viewers, please understand, this is not a law yet. What we are discussing in this show, what the rule is, what the current rule is, then we say what has been passed by the House and what's being considered by the Senate. A rule, in order to become the rule, it has to be passed by the House, passed by the Senate, and then signed as a law.
And the other thing I want to let viewers know is that we are discussing this thing and we are letting you know, Mr. Ajay Kumar gives us information. It's also because by the time this show goes on the air and by the time you start watching it, who knows, some of the things may have already been passed. So you will feel better that you were already informed by the time it passed.
You're 100% right, Sanjeev ji. Key here is for a small business, know your options. Know about the rules, know about the regulations. A small amount of time that you can invest into knowing these rules can save you hundreds of dollars, if not thousands.
Good, absolutely, absolutely. And meantime, if you feel like to pick up a phone and call your local senator or congressman, you can do that too. That I don't want 8 weeks, I don't want 16 weeks, I don't want 24 weeks, I want 52 weeks.
Absolutely. We want to remind our viewers that this loan forgiveness application has to go through the same bank where you got the loan from.
Right.
So this loan, PPP loan, was provided by either the bank or the fintech companies. So wherever you got the loan, that's where you submit your loan forgiveness application.
Okay, but what I want to add to that is that these are some of the pointers at the end of the show. These are some of the pointers that Ajay ji jo hum sabko bata rahe, House or Senate ki baat ho chuki, but these are the pointers, and one point was the lender that you just mentioned.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So don't think that, oh, one of my friend, they were able to do this expense. So there is no comparison. If somebody is working with Wells Fargo, their experience can be very different than the person who is working with Bank of America or Popular Bank or Santander Bank. So this application, the loan forgiveness application, will have to go through the bank who gave you the loan.
Okay.
The other thing you want to know, there are a lot of changes are happening. It's free money. Don't try to fabricate the expenses. Don't increase your own salary to maximize the loan benefit. You don't need to do it. You need to know that SBA has 6 years
to
audit you. The onus, the responsibility remains on you. You cannot really say, I gave all my documents to the bank, now bank forgave this loan.
Yes.
The bank is going to turn around and say, I forgave the loan based on the documents you submitted.
Correct.
It's your responsibility. IRS is not going to go behind the bank. IRS is going to come behind you if the loan forgiveness amount is not right or if the loan documents are not proper.
So let's just summarize this. You, as a small business owner, you apply for a loan, you went to a lender, XYZ bank, bank made sure that you got the loan, so you got the money. Then the IRS, so Department of Treasury, whatever you want to call that, they gave you the loan, and then it has a certain stipulations to it, what should be paid back, when is it paid back, how it should be followed, how it should be spent. We have talked about it. Then here comes an accountant, because whatever you do, whatever you put down in the books and everything, just like you said that SBA has 6 years to audit it. So in between you and the government, here comes a CPA.
Absolutely.
And that's why, viewers, you need someone who's very well experienced, who's very knowledgeable, and who is keeping himself or herself up to date with all the latest happening.
It's very important.
And that's why, even let's say, maybe somebody is not trying deliberately to make a mistake, but mistake happens. Somebody's not trying to make, take advantage of the situation.
Absolutely.
Mistake happens. So do not let any mistake happen, and do consult a CPA who's knowledgeable and who can advise you in the right direction.
You're 100% right, Sanjeev.
And that's why I say in the end is that Mr. Ajay Kumar is at your service, and he can be reached at texttime at tvasiausa.com. That's the email ID. Sai CPA Services, a firm located in the state of New Jersey, and besides personal corporate clients, they've been helping out for over 20 years, and they're doing such a wonderful job. You can also find them up online. You'll see number on the screen as well. But do reach out to a well-known, knowledgeable accountant or CPA who can really guide you in the right direction.
Absolutely.
All right. Ajay ji, I think इसी के साथ ये आज के एपिसोड में PPP लोन फॉर यूनिवर्सिटी की जो भी इन्फॉर्मेशन जो आप लेके आए थे, क्या हो सकता है, क्या नहीं हो सकता और क्या हो रहा है, hopefully by the time we meet again next week, maybe we'll have a more update for you.
Absolutely. It's a moving target.
Yes.
Please spend some time. Know your options.
Correct.
It's really good for your small business.
And understand it. Understand
Absolutely.
how it works. And no question is a silly question. Every single question is a valid question. And many of you have been actually sending us an emails, and Ajay ji, you're keeping him busy replying to emails and answering your questions, or even a private consultation.
It's my pleasure.
There you go. Thank you so very much. So continue to do that. Once again, texttime at tvasiausa.com. Ajay ji, बहुत धन्यवाद आपका यहाँ पे आके हमें update करने के लिए. And until we meet again, you do take care of yourself.
Thank you, Sanjeev.
I am Sanjeev Pandya, wishing you all happy and lucky tax-free days ahead. So long.